Welcome, everybody, to the Average Joe Sports Talk podcast. This is your boy E-Man coming at you with another episode. And today I have the privilege to be joined by Ken Pompey and Rishi Sharma, the co-founders, founders of PomSports, which is this app. It's going to revolutionize the way coaching, athletic interaction, personal training for up-and-coming athletes industry. It's going to revolutionize everything. It's just more than what I just mentioned. These gentlemen are going to break this down to you, but it's a really cool app that's definitely that's original, and I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. But anyway, I'm going to let the experts give us a little background about it. But introduce yourselves, give us a little background to my audience here.
Yep, okay, absolutely. Well, Ken, go ahead.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go. My name is Ken Pompey, father of Dalton Pompey and Tristan Pompey, who got into the major leagues with a lot of hard work and the old-fashioned way, getting coaches to assist us with development. And now Rishi and I are in a position where we can now share that sort of experience that I had with the world, so that the world can have an opportunity to do what I did. Rishi, take it from there.
Well, that's a good intro, Ken. It's great to be on here, E-Man. Glad to be on. And what do we do here? What do I do? What is this all about? That's some good questions to be asking. Well, first of all, Ken, he's a great father of two sons who've made it to the MLB. And I am I'm the founder and visionary of PomSports. Aside from what I do on the normal day-to-day as a lawyer, I am the visionary. I'm everything behind the app that you see. Now, PomSports, it's essentially an app, a platform where anyone can go to find a coach, to find an athlete, or to find a place to play sports. So we'll talk about that some more as well, but it's a great app, and I'm the one that's helping Ken to bring his vision to life and bring this vision to life.
So pretty much, Ken, you, just by what I've heard right now, it was kind of influenced by your experience as a father training two of your sons who I'm assuming at one point you realized they have a lot of potential. In baseball, like potential above college, right? I mean, above high school to college and then some. So I'm assuming that's kind of an inspiration for this application.
Yeah, well, the way it worked for me, my story is started out with my older boy, Dalton, who was drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays back in 2015. Oh, no, he made his major league debut in 2015. He was drafted by the Blue Jays, but this all started when Dalton was 4.5 years old, when I just put a ball. It was actually my wife who suggested, let's get Dalton into a sport. I said, what sport? She said baseball. Why? Because her and her family were fans of baseball pretty well all of her life. So I never played baseball. I didn't have the wherewithal as a youngster to play baseball because my family didn't have the financial means to put me into organized sports. So I had to learn how to play baseball, how to teach baseball. So my wife suggested, well, why don't you just go to Walmart, grab a tee, put a ball on it. Hey, that's easy enough. That's a no-brainer. So that's what I did. I went out, got a tee, got a ball. And then my wife again made the suggestion. She was reading an article. If you're going to get your kid into baseball, try to get him to swing on the opposite side. Teach him how to be a switch hitter early in life, so it's a natural thing for him. So Dalton's 4.5 years old. I put the ball on the tee. Dalton's a right-handed kid. I just say to Dalton, put the bat in your left hand. That's how they play baseball. You swing from your opposite side. He put it in his left hand, like a kid would do, following the parent's direction, and hit the ball. And we continued on. And we played in rookie ball, in just the community baseball, and we were having fun. So then I suggested, well, why don't we get him into some other sport? How about basketball and soccer? So we got him into basketball, we got him into soccer, and we played on a community level for basketball and soccer. And one thing I noticed at an early age, that Dalton was a fast runner. He was always the fastest kid on basketball, baseball, soccer team. But in terms of running for long distances, for a long period of time, he would get winded. He didn't have what I now know is the ability to have aerobic elastic ability, where you can run and continue running and not gasping for air. He was more of a sprinter, where he'd run full out, and then after 100 meters, he'd be winded. He wouldn't be able to go for much longer. So after a few years of doing all three sports, I then started narrowing it down to probably the best sport for Dalton would be baseball, where he's the fastest kid on the baseball team. He'd be able to run from from home to first, faster than everybody else. From home to home again, faster than everybody else. But at least in baseball, you get to rest after you hit the bag. You get to rest after you come home. In soccer, there's no resting.
No.
You just keep going. In basketball, forget about it. You'll win it. So I then chose baseball, and then I figured, okay, I don't know how to play these games, these sports efficiently enough to say I will coach my son. So then I started hiring coaches. But as a business professional, I'm a fund manager, and as a business professional, I know how to hire people to get the job done. So I treated my son as if he was a project, a business project, but with a whole lot of love, obviously. I then hired a hitting coach who taught Dalton how to properly hold the bat, how to swing the bat, all that stuff. And then I hired a fielding coach who taught him how to catch the ball on the field, how to get the ball to his teammate when he needs to as quick as possible. I hired a pitching coach who taught him how to pitch the ball efficiently where he can get outs. And from that point, I realized, okay, so he's now learning the game. And by the way, while he's doing all of this stuff, while he's getting the training from these coaches, I'm learning as a parent, as an individual who had no idea how baseball worked, how to play baseball, how to coach baseball, because as a parent, I had to take Dalton to his practices. I had to take Dalton to his games. So I was always, myself and my wife, we were always there. And we were the ones who had to do the drills that he would be doing. So we'd have the coach on the weekend. Then the coach would give us drills to do for the entire week. We would then do drills. And then we would then see the coach the next week, and he'd give us more drills. But at the same time, not only is Dalton getting better at the game, I'm learning how to coach. So, and not only myself and my wife were both learning how to coach. So that's how we got into it. That's I call it the old-fashioned way. But now with technology, what I did, and by the way, there's one other coach who was extremely efficient, and he made a massive difference in terms of Dalton's career. Dalton was naturally a fast runner, but he could have been even faster because he was the fastest runner running flat-footed. I then hired a track coach from York University who normally didn't work with little kids. He worked with older experienced athletes. And I suggested to him, would you work with my 7.5-year-old? He said, no, I don't work with little kids. I said, well, I'll give you $40 an hour. He said, get him on the track in 24 hours, and I got you. All right. So that's how I got my track coach. And ever since, Dalton has learned how to become efficient, become a very efficient runner. But again, while watching the coach Dalton running and giving us drills to do when we weren't there, certain sort of, I then used that information to teach his younger brother Tristan how to run properly. Although he worked with the track coach too, how to hit, how to pitch. But I used the experience that I got from learning how the coaches work with Dalton to use that same experience to teach Tristan how to become even a more better athlete, I was thinking at the time, because he would be able to use his older brother as his influence. But that's my story in the old-fashioned way. But then Rishi came into my life because of a business project I was working on with Rishi's partner at his law firm, who introduced me with Rishi. Rishi seemed to have the same vision that I had, but he had it more in the technical, in today's format, using technology to become more efficient. So with that, I'll let Rishi take it from there as to how the PomSports app works and how his influence is making a difference right now. Go for it,
Rishi. Go ahead, Rishi, man. Give us your take there on now the phase 2. All right, we had phase 1 with Ken, right, with all the background, and which, by the way, Ken, I'm slacking. I played baseball most of my life, and my son is 5 years old, and he's not interested at all. So I haven't been able to do much, but I took some notes. I after we're done here, man, I'm definitely probably gonna pick your brain. Sorry, Rishi. Exactly. I was digressing here. Give us your take here. the visionary, I guess, from the
Exactly,
organization
absolutely.
part of the game, part of the app.
Even if there's anyone to ask about baseball tips and how to get your kids to the MLB, it's probably Ken, to be honest with you. So it's not a bad place to reach out, that's for sure. How did I come along in this picture, and how did I make everything happen here with PomSports? Well, of course, Ken, as he just said here, it takes a lot of effort to get one kid, let alone two kids, into the MLB. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of coaches, whether it's from 4.5 years old to all the way to when you're a teenager and right about to make it into the league in your early 20s and early adulthood. Now, that costs a lot of money. That takes a lot of time to find coaches, vet coaches, get the right ones, pay them, and make sure they all fit within your kind of factors and circumstances that will make you a better player, a better athlete. So Ken used to do a lot of different tactics, a lot of different methodologies to find those coaches, whether it's knocking on their doors the old school way, or whether it's a clipboard and going around and getting information, etc. Whatever it was, my goal and my vision was to take that old school methodology, the traditional methodology, and just bring it to the forefront of technology, of what we have in today's world. So PomSports, in a very easy to understand nutshell, is a place where parents and athletes, people, anyone can go and find a coach, the coach that they feel will suit their needs, will help them to get better and develop as an athlete. So instead of doing it the way that Ken used to do it, we've got a better way. You can just take your phone out of your pocket, open up an app, and boom, you've got access to a bunch of coaches right at your fingertips that you can, use to your advantage. So that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what we're doing. We're just taking this app now and spreading it as far and wide as we can, getting as many people, as many coaches to come on board, as many athletes to come on board. Because as an athlete, you can find coaches, but as a coach, you can get paid. So if you're a coach and you want to, offer your coaching services to athletes and get paid to coach athletes, well, hop on our app, join as a coach, and you can, again, get paid to coach athletes and do what you love.
Wow. It seems like you guys figure out a way to streamline, I guess, the whole experience for a parent. And great point in regards to the parent, like Ken was, who did not know anything about playing baseball, right? It's helped so much a parent like that, because so many kids nowadays play so many different sports, as opposed to when I kind of grew up. We stuck to a couple of sports. I mean, I'm 44 years old. The internet when I was 8, when I was 6, when I was 4, wasn't around. So therefore, me getting coached was mainly my brother and my dad, and then every once in a while, whoever was your baseball team. But that's great. And it also. Something that I read and I was able to look based on your website was that you also find, it's like a community. You also find other athletes, right? You could train with in the particular sports and that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yes. For instance, like I said, my wife and I, we were the coaches during the week when we worked with the boys. So when the boys were working on their pitching, somebody would have to catch, somebody would have to observe to make sure their form was correct. So my wife would be the catcher. So when my wife would put on the catcher's gear, she would be the catcher, and I would be the one observing their form to making sure that they're pitching well. But we had to be their teammate, their training partners while we were preparing to see the coach the following week. With the app, you can literally go on the app, find another kid of your caliber on the app, and just text them and say, do you want to practice pitching with me? Do you want to go on the basketball diamond and do a couple of pickup games, soccer, whatever, the ping pong. You need a ping pong partner. You may need a facility to play ping pong. On the app, you would be able to find a facility. You'd be able to find another ping pong player. You'd be able to connect via the app. Rishi and I consider the app kind of like an Uber for sports, but it's directed for sports. It's an app that you use on a phone rather than you getting rideshare or Uber Eats. You go on the app to find somebody to practice with, somebody to train
coach
with.
You.
Exactly. Somebody to coach you, facility to work on your game. So in a nutshell, Rishi and I did our best to try to encompass my entire experience as a parent, developing athletes. How would I be able to do it on my phone rather than the old days, picking up a phone? and calling somebody. I'd be able to do it literally all from your smartphone and be able to get all those needs met. So if you want to touch on that, Rishi, but that's
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like there's two main points to, being able to find athletes on our app. So of course, number one, you can find coaches as an athlete. You're looking for a coach, you can find one. The other facet is, like you said, E-Man, you can find other athletes. Now, this first started with the idea that right after work or after this podcast, you might be looking for someone to play a game of pickup basketball, volleyball, golf, whatever it might be. But at that time, you might not have anyone around you. You might be looking in the parking lot after work and seeing empty cars because you burned extra hours, and you might not be able to find anyone. Schedules don't match. Well, get on our app. Find athletes right near you who want to play instantly, right around you. You can schedule a time for the future. You can make it happen at a time near you, but find other athletes to play with and solve that problem of not having a person for a pickup game or for a one-on-one or something along those lines, and instantly find those people.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, Ken, you mentioned Uber, like Uber Eats of the, of the sports, I guess, industry. It almost sounds like also a social network, also kind of, you know what I mean? And I mean, not just social, but it's a business network. If you think about it, right? You got the opportunity to earn as a coach. You have the opportunity to expand your brand as a coach, because a lot of these coaches, especially the real serious ones, they're trainers. Here in South Florida, football is God. High school football here is insane. And I got a lot of employees that work for me that their kids in South Florida, I mean, they spend so much money on training because they're in high school, they're playing football in high school, and down here is a hotbed for high school football. And I can see that it gives the opportunity not only for the end user and also the person looking for the service, but also to earn money. It's kind of like a whole community here. You guys got like a whole streamline of multiple services and opportunities for not just individuals looking to get better at sports or parents for kids to get better at their craft, but also the coaches to expand their earning opportunities. Because a lot of these coaches do it part-time. Everybody has 9 to 5. And on the weekends, boom, that's what they're doing. They're out on the baseball field. They're training somebody, which is the way that has been done always. But this just gives a better way of kind of connecting both sides a whole lot easier and faster.
Yeah. A lot more efficient compared to how I used to do it.
Oh, that's
exactly.
Awesome.
And you have everything at your fingertips. Exactly what you said, Eman. Like compared to before, now we've created an ecosystem here for people to be able to, kind of go to a one-stop shop for everything that they need for coaching, athletic development in terms of bettering your skill set. And then at the same time, like we just said, you can find other athletes. If you're, tired of looking at the treadmill every day at the gym and staring at your feet, and you want to play some sports instead and spice things up, and you want to get athletic that way, well, find a coach, find others, and hop on our app, and you can start, exercising and getting athletically fit that way as well. So there's lots of advantages for anyone who has any interest in sports, whether it's on a recreational level, you just want to play to get fit and exercise, or whether it's on a level where you want to take it a little bit more seriously and really train yourself to go as far as you can go when it comes to sports. So lots of things for everyone to be able to do.
I mentioned when I first opened it, it's revolutionary. I don't think I've seen anything like that. Not to like blow smoke, but I don't think I've ever seen an application or a service that kind of ties all of that together. It's truly remarkable.
No, I have to agree with you. One of the pluses, kind of like you touched on, is the association. You will be associating with individuals who are in your niche, your sport that you're passionate about. You'll be associating with other athletes rather than associating with the guy down the street who's not into sports. He's maybe into something else that you have no interest in. This is a way for you to associate with people who are like-minded. You could just go on the app and you'd be able to find another guy who likes ping pong, another guy who likes badminton, another guy or gal who likes volleyball. And you can interact with that individual, and you could pair up with them, and you could practice with them. Again, it's another way to get proper association. Like I said, my wife and I, we didn't have that when the boys were younger. We were their association because we couldn't find other athletes that would be able to practice with them when they were available to practice. So there's a lot of pluses. Hence, this is why I'm all in with this app, and what Rishi and I and our other partner David is brought to the table. It's going to make a positive difference in the world.
Excellent. I mean, how long has the app been around?
We've been working on it now for going on 3 or 4 years, Rishi.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We've just come out with the beta about 3 months ago. We've come out with the beta. We've been bootstrapping it because we wanted to see how far we could take it ourselves financially. But now we're in a position where we're bringing on investors. As there's a big elephant in the room, and that elephant is called marketing. And the marketing piece is going to cost a lot of dollars. So we're doing our best with what we can, but we know that we have to address this elephant, and that's going to take dollars.
Well, the good thing is that you guys definitely figure out your niche, and you have that going so far.
Exactly.
Which is, it's pretty. That's one of the most. That's like step one, and you gentlemen seem to be on your way there. So
exactly.
Go ahead, Rishi. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Just to add to that, right now, what are we trying to do? Not only are we trying to help get the word of PomSports out there, get that PomSports name out there, and tell everybody that we're that coaching app where you can find coaches or athletes, but the biggest thing we need right now is we need coaches on board. If you remember when Uber first started up, sometimes you would go on the app and it would say, there's no Uber drivers in your area. At least it wasn't always around in every single city in the beginning. Now, we're at that stage where Uber was, where we need as many coaches to hop on board as possible, to sign up to our app, to send us a DM and get on board, because we've got lots of clients who are ready, who are willing, who are waiting for great coaches to coach them, and they're willing to pay them. And if you're a coach, hop on board and we can get you some money into your pockets.
Yeah, and if you're an athlete,
tell us how can they quickly, not to because I know you have websites and stuff like that, but tell us where can they find you, how can they find you, and how easy it is to be set up as a coach. And from that end, because I think that's probably one of the biggest key, have the resources steadily available and, like you said, available nationally, pretty much, right? Anywhere in the United States and North America. I'm assuming that's kind of your market, right? Canada and the US, right?
Absolutely. You've got it 100%. Ken, I'm just going to answer that question and then you can go ahead and say what you wanted to say there. Now, it's easy. It's super easy to sign up. You go on PomSports.com. That's our website. That's our name, PomSports.com. And you click the PomSports web app, the PomSports app. You click on that link right at the top there, and it'll tell you to sign up. And you can sign up really easy, just like you do on any app. Put in your name, put in your email address. Boom, you're on your way. You're signed up, essentially. If you are on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, whatever platform you might be watching this on right now, you can even just hop in your DMs, find our account, PomSports, and just send us a DM and say you'd like to sign up as a coach. And then we'll take care of the legwork of signing up for you. We try to make it as easy as possible for anyone to sign up. So if you can find us, just contact us and we'll set you up for PomSports.com and you can get signed up.
Perfect. All right, nice. It's awesome. Ken, you had one more thing to add? I'm also going to share that information in the description of this particular video.
Okay.
I'll go to your website and I'll do that in the description. So don't worry about that. I'll do that too.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to put the parents' mind at ease in terms of the vetting process. When I went to find coaches, I had to vet the coaches before I put my kids in front of them. So in this case, PomSports would be vetting the coaches before we put the coaches on our platform to coach the kids that they would be seeing. So the parents would be able to hand over their children to a coach with a peace of mind, knowing that this person had a police check. This person is somebody that's trustworthy. They have integrity. We would do our best to get that to the forefront, so that a parent would feel comfortable working with any coach that they come across on PomSports.
Excellent. That's actually important. You'll be working with a lot of young kids. So I think that'll definitely put a lot of parents at ease. So awesome.
Absolutely.
It saves them time too, E-Man, because a lot of parents, I think every parent that I've seen in my life stays as busy as a bee during their days and during their nights with children, with young adults. It's it's a busy day and it's a busy night that everyone has as a parent. Now, we eliminate a lot of the time that a parent, a mom, a dad would take to screen and vet and find a coach. We do that process for you, and then we present it for you all again with an easy to use app right at your fingertips. So you don't have to do much. You've eliminated a lot of the time that you would usually take to find a coach.
That's awesome. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty impressed. I'm really impressed. After, it's one thing reading and going in and doing your research, but then hearing it from, like, the creators of the app, the founders, it's in the background. I think it's truly amazing. I think it's, again, I've never seen anything like it, and it's original. So that's a good thing to have. It's kind of like lightning in a bottle, right?
And we're hoping to just unscrew the lid a little bit. And
sometimes lightning takes time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we got about 7 minutes. Let me do a quick rapid fire. Sure. Ask you like 4 questions, sports related. All right, this is a sports spot. Even though your product is all sports related, but I like to do this. Just have fun with my guests.
Love sports. We love sports.
Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna ask you like 4 questions, opinion based, right? First and foremost, who do you think? And then you guys can take turns answering. Who is the greatest professional athlete in the history?
Can you go first? I'll go second on the responses.
Yeah, greatest professional. I'm a Muhammad Ali fan, obviously, because I go back. I thought that gentleman was a awesome athlete. I'd have to go with Muhammad. I'd go with Muhammad.
Great choice. I mean, he not only beat you with his hands and physically, but also with his mind. So
yes.
Exactly. I would say right off the bat, I was going to also say Muhammad Ali, but I'll have to go with Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods, just because they really accomplished a lot. Not only were they so great, but they've got a lot of titles behind them, a lot of success, and a lot of achievements. So Michael or Tiger?
Michael and Tiger, they're definitely in the top 5 in my book, also as greatest athletes of all time, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Favorite professional team, sports team. Doesn't matter what sport.
Ken?
Yeah, sports team. Geez, believe it or not.
Be careful, Ken. You got 2 kids who play professional baseball, all right? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But in terms of professional sports, when the boys were younger, our favorite team was the New York Yankees. Although we were in Toronto, the Yankees were still our favorite team. Tristan, he wore number 2 on every team he played on. He wanted to be like Derek Jeter. He played a shortstop before he turned into a 6'4" man. But and then wouldn't you know it, when Jeter was one of the general managers on the Marlins, Tristan gets drafted by the Marlins. So that was awesome.
That's cool.
He had an opportunity to meet
that is cool.
Jeter. I didn't share that with Jeter, but I'm feeling that Jeter would probably hear about that as Rishi and I continue down our journey with promoting PomSports.
Hey, Jeter's the GOAT, man. Jeter's the GOAT. That's my favorite baseball player of all time. So yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
For me, it would be the Raptors, Toronto Raptors. Like, I'm from Toronto, born and raised here. So basically, that was the thing that brought me and my family together as a young kid. Growing up watching those Raptors games. We only have 1 title, so we did have some recent success, which is good. But it was something that we'd always watch together, which is great. So outside of the Raptors and the homegrown bias, I would have to say the Lakers, just because Kobe Bryant, another person that I watched growing up, another amazing athlete. He made me really love sports. He made me really love competition. So I would say that.
That's awesome. Great choices. Hey, you did have Vince Carter for a long time. It was very exciting to watch. And Tracy Brady. Hey, you guys, you may not have won championships back then, but you guys were definitely in the hunt. I mean, in the playoffs, and really fun to watch those 2 when they play together. And Vince was like the man.
We got one with Kawhi. So it's all good.
You might get one with KD if you guys give up all your assets.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Don't be surprised. That's my sleeper.
Our team is on their toes for this KD news, by the way. So watch, follow us on Instagram. You'll get that news first.
There you go, man. I'm telling you, dark horse, the Raptors.
And
here, let me, because we'll was about to wrap up here. And last thing, favorite sport, your favorite sport that you love playing growing up.
My favorite sport that I enjoyed playing was the only one that I could afford: track and field.
All
That
right.
was my favorite sport because you didn't have to pay nothing to get into a track meet. It was free, and we were not as fortunate when I was a kid. So track was one of my favorite. It's my favorite sport. But then I enjoyed volleyball because again, that was a sport that you played in school. Didn't have to pay for that either. So those are the two sports that I really enjoyed as a youngster.
Awesome. Rishi?
I would say basketball.
Okay.
I was obsessed with basketball. I wanted to be Kobe Bryant. I probably thought that I could be Kobe Bryant. So I would say basketball.
We
for
all
sure.
did. We all did.
Exactly.
Trust me too. I mean, I tore my ACL 2 years ago playing pickup
Oh
basketball.
no.
At 42, I still think that, I could hang with the young boys, right? Oh, man, guys, this was fun. I appreciate you guys jumping on the podcast.
Our pleasure.
I will definitely
Our
go ahead.
pleasure.
I'll get all your information from your website. I'll share your links, social media wise, in the description. I'll tag you when I go ahead and I share this episode through Twitter. That's where I have you, my connection with you. I
Perfect.
do appreciate you jumping on, man. It's been really, really awesome. One last thing you want to tell the audience, to look forward. One quick highlight before we.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that was a blast. Keep following E-Man's podcast here at the Average Joe Sports Talk. Of course, you've always got great stuff. And then follow us on PomSports. Again, any platform you've got, type in PomSports, follow us, sign up for our app, and we've got great sports content. So follow us for sure.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, gentlemen. I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. This is your boy E-Man signing out. Peace.